soundtrack.
What is up? Welcome back to another edition of SacTown Movie Buff Television. Once again, it's your boy Kier, and today in the studio we have fashion designer, wardrobe stylist, Anastasia Kryukova. How are you doing today, Anastasia?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm so happy to have you on the show. I've been watching your stuff for a while, actually, on social media, and I know you have a big following, and I know you work on a lot of films. How did you first get involved with working on films with wardrobe?
By accident, actually. I met first producer I worked for from LA, and I asked him to give me a job. He believed in me, and that's how I got my first job. And afterwards, the second movie was through Marcus Allen that I met, and I did about maybe, I would just say like 4 to 5, 6 feature films through him.
Very cool. So where did your passion for actually doing like wardrobe come from? I mean, did you approach the first director and say, "Hey, I'd like to do the wardrobe from this set," or how did that transpire?
Yes, actually, my background, I've been working over 20 years as a fashion designer, so it's always something I've been doing. I love movies too. And like I said, it was just by accident I met him, and I never thought about working in movies. And I said, like, hey, how about like if I tried? So that's my first job was as a wardrobe assistant on his movie, Trouble Sleeping. So that, yeah, like I said,
that was a Hollywood one.
That was in LA, yes.
Yeah, or LA.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And was that was a feature film?
It was a feature film. Yep.
Okay, very cool. And so you did the wardrobe for everybody, or was it like a team, or how did that work?
It was, so I worked as an assistant for wardrobe. I was not a lead stylist on that movie. And just this way I was able to get experience and just get an idea what's happening there. And the second movie with like afterwards Marcus Allen, Apparition, that was already a lead designer.
Okay, very cool. And so you basically, you don't do it all yourself. You have a team that assists you then as a lead, or?
We do have a team always. So as a lead designer, then you have assistants, but we don't have to really create anything. It's more about shopping, just making sure that each character wears certain looks on certain scenes, just because it's not shot one after another. And a very rare actually happened that I was able to design something. A couple of movies I was able to design. It was exciting, but yes, but it doesn't happen all the time.
Got it. And so, so just for those of us that don't know how the wardrobe works, like in film, like myself, I'm not really for sure. So, so you do the shopping. So you have like a budget, and they tell you this is the look we're going for. Then you go and find the clothing for the actors, or how does that work? Can you explain a little bit?
Yes. So we have a budget. So I get a budget for a movie. After reading the script, I always have to make sure that I check for looks for each character, color palette, and then verify with directors and producers what's their vision, just making sure that it works well. If we agree on that, then after we establish each style for each character, then I go shopping, of course. And not always happens that you're able to get everything before sets, and you have to go shopping during the set too.
Right.
Happens, yeah.
Right. So sometimes you have to make some changes and things of that nature. So obviously you have a Russian background. So how long have you been living in the U.S.?
Since 2006. It's been 17 years.
Okay. And what brought you, I guess, from Russia to America, if you don't mind me asking?
Always wanted, actually. I always loved the United States, and just always thinking about California and San Francisco. And so, when I had a chance, I got a visa, and I'm like, okay, I love it. I would like to live here.
Okay. And how did you end up in Sacramento then? Because this is definitely not San Francisco.
Well, I ended up there first in San Francisco, but then just because I moved here by myself, without family, with friends. So my friends kind of moved to Sacramento, and I moved with them. That's how I ended up here.
And it's all
it's always like this, just because
maybe
if I was just by myself, or if I was with family, it would be a different story. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So what are some of the films, Apparition, obviously, and what are some of the other films that you've worked on that you've done wardrobe for?
So first one was Trouble Sleeping. Then I had an Apparition, also the Marcus Allen movie. We had a Ballbuster, Notorious Sneak.
Okay.
Trying to think, it's been more movies, of course, and earlier this year came out Emmy's F-It List, also produced and directed by Marcus Allen. trying to think. It's like it's gonna be a couple more movies released, I'm sure, but it's just not everything comes to my head. We had a couple of pilots for series, documentary. Yeah, like I'm just trying to think. It's like it was
Keeps
some,
you,
yes,
yeah,
it
keeps
was
you
like,
quite busy. Yeah.
yes. So I was like trying to think. It's like not all the movies comes to my head right away.
Right
Yes.
away, right? Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I'm sure it's a lot. They all kind of run together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes I draw a blank too when people ask about films and things of that nature. So I totally get it. So what's your favorite part about being on set and doing the the wardrobe? What do you like about that?
Honestly, I think it's like the hardest job I've ever done in my life, but it's most rewarding just because you work like 12 to 14 hours a day.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes you don't have time to sit down, but it's so exciting, like when you see a finished process in the end, like even even in the end of the day, then you see how characters looks, and it's just so rewarding because you see like how all the departments work well together, makeup and sound and light, and it's like how in the end as a picture looks like. That's great.
Absolutely. So I know a lot of times you said you do the shopping, but you have had an opportunity to actually do some of the designing as well on a film or a couple of films. What film did you have an opportunity to do that?
I did, trying to think, it's like on Ballbuster, I had to do a costume. Actually, it's funny, like I had to do a costume, but they end up not using it in the scene. But it's like that was
But it's
something.
still, yeah.
Yes, I did for, I'm just trying to think, it's like I did for one of the actors actually from LA, never met him, just did by measurements. Trying to think, cannot remember his name. He was a stunt guy actually for Matrix.
Okay.
Can't remember his name, but I had his measurements and he asked me to do an outfit for him. I did it without seeing a guy, sent him next day, he sent me pictures, he was really excited.
Oh,
like,
very
it's
cool.
been a
So
couple
you were able
years
to just
ago.
do
Yeah,
kind of
it's
just by
like
getting his measurements, you're able to figure it out.
It's really exciting because being a designer, it's not about I'm just seeing by colors or designing, like I see actually by numbers.
For sure.
So I don't even have to see a person. As long as you give me exact measurements, I can imagine how you look like.
That's pretty impressive. That's really cool. I mean, I definitely couldn't do that. I can't even pick out shirts for myself, so so that's really cool. Oh no, that's really cool. So what's next for you? What you got any projects you're working on currently, or you have any that are coming up that you're going to be involved in, or?
Nothing major right now. Is like still waiting to hear back for an approval. We'll finish a couple of movies this year. Waiting for a couple more, like I said, approvals, and working as a wardrobe stylist sometimes also for, like I said, movies, commercials, entertainment events, like concerts. Yeah. So on weekends, a lot of times I work at actually Hard Rock Casino as a wardrobe stylist.
Oh, the Hard Rock Casino?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
because they do a lot of concerts on weekends.
For sure, yeah.
And it's really exciting to also see all these concerts basically for free.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Well, if anybody wants to, reach out to you, if they want to utilize you on their next film set or anything of that nature, get in touch with you, how could they find you?
You can connect with me through my Instagram, which is B_AK Couture. B as in boy, is an eagle _AK Couture. AK is my initials. And also could be a website, which is bakcouture.com.
Very cool. Well, I thank you so much for being on the show. It's great to finally actually meet you versus just seeing the finished products online. So I thank you for coming in today, and we'll definitely have to have you back again when you complete your next film project. So
thank you.
Well, thank you. And I also look forward to working with you in the future as well. Thank you. Thank you again for watching another edition of SacTown Movie Buffs Television. We'll be back again soon with another episode. What is up?